Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction Roofing. Y'all got me, man. It's got a weird setting on it. Check. Good. Okay. All right. Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedist? You go to Brock. Need a roof, call Parish. Unique physique and unique aesthetics and wellness. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and Bocock Brothers. Premium cigars. Use the code MAT15, MAT15, for 15% off your order. Okay, y'all. How about the Saints? Who dat, y'all? Saints got a win, 17-7. Defense looked awesome for a change, which was a pleasant surprise. I guess that's what happens when you go against Bryce Young. Saints loaded up to stop Rico Dowell, did a great job, and then Bryce Young just couldn't beat him through the air. So after the opening drive, 12-play touchdown, which, by the way, had an interception negated because Justin Reed had a hands to the face on the quarterback, which didn't affect the interception at all. They didn't score again. So nice job defensively, but the real story, of course, was Tyler Shuck, who was awesome. First Saints rookie quarterback to get a win as a starter since Dave Wilson in 1981. How about that? So Shuck was awesome. Not just, the arm strength, but the ability to maneuver within the pocket. I mean, the 53-yarder to Juwan Johnson was a play where it looked like he was going to get sacked 3 times. I mean, I didn't know he had that mobility, which was great to see. I mean, in that game, you saw flashes to go, okay. Do we have something here? So that was exciting. So Saints win 17-7. They go into their bye. LSU opens up Arkansas week this week. So Tigers and the Hogs, Saturday, 11:45 a.m. in Tiger Stadium. All right, let's say some good morning, see what y'all got. Tiger Poppy, happy Monday. Tiger Diver, good morning. Can Baker's defense finally stop a mobile quarterback this weekend? I don't know, but I will remind you that they did against this team last year, which was odd, right? Because Taylor Green's a really, really good, really athletic quarterback. And last year, they suffocated Taylor Green in Fayetteville. And then also this year, they did limit Lenore Sellers. So I'm hopeful. Hey, Jacob, good morning. Can't believe I'm saying this. I wish they spent money on the O-line than on Sharp. Seems like when he catches the ball, he always fumbles big plays. Well, he's only fumbled twice. He fumbled against Clemson and then against Alabama. But he's only got, it was interesting because the season opener, he had like 8 targets, against Clemson. And since then, let's see, Bauer Sharp on the season has 21 catches. And he had like 8 in the opener. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry. So he had 8 targets in the opener, 5 catches. So, and they had 5 against Southeastern, 3 catches against Bama. So 21 catches on the season, 3 against Florida. 21 catches on the season, but he's fumbled twice. But the point remains, I mean, I agree with you. Clearly, one of the big takeaways from the season has to be spend less on skill guys and spend more on more on the line. If they had added a couple more linemen, maybe this season is different. Maybe not, but maybe. Joey B, what's up, man? Listen, good morning. Can we stop talking about Eli Drinkwitz? He's 0-6 against SEC ranked teams the last 2 years. No, thank you. I'm with you completely on that, by the way. The thought is with him, if you give him the resources of an LSU, could he fare better? But I'm with you. Like, I think the impressive record at Missouri is completely fraudulent. They stack up their schedule with 4 garbage non-conference games to get them 4 wins. If they go 5-3 in the league, they go 9-3. Then he wins a bowl game, he gets a 10. Like the year they won the Cotton Bowl and beat Ohio State, the entire Ohio State roster opted out. It's just there's no impressive wins there. Hey, Jason Walker, good morning. Chance, finally, we've definitely reached the coaching search is more exciting than the games part of the season. Yeah, I know. Beezy, good morning. Could you go into detail about the upcoming NIL rules and will that change anyone's current NIL deals? It's Bryce Underwood. So, I don't know what you mean about upcoming NIL rules. What they changed was so NIL when rev share went into play this past July. All NIL deals over $600 now have to go through a clearinghouse. So the collective can't just pay players anymore. It has to be true third-party NIL, meaning a business has to do a deal. Like you see, so like Our Lady of the Lake. Have you seen the commercials with like Jack Pyburn and Garrett Nussmeier on the for Our Lady of the Lake? So those are true third-party NIL deals. Our Lady of the Lake did an NIL deal with those players, had to go to the clearinghouse and say, yes, the amount of money you're paying them for that endorsement is equivalent to their market value. So that's how NIL has to be done now. That is on top of revenue share, which is the $20.5 million that every school can spend on all of their student athletes in all sports. So if 75% of that is going to football, you know how it's all divvied up. You get 75 for football, 15 for men's basketball, 5 for women's basketball, 5 for everything else. Hey, Kelly, good morning. Brian, good morning from Forest Hill, Louisiana. Who had Chuck look good yesterday? Hope they can keep it going. Thomas, good morning. It is cold, 39 degrees at the Scone household this morning. Whew. No, thank you. Christian, what's good, man? Let's see. If we would have gone with Tyler early on in the season, do you think we would still be at only 2 wins? That's a fair question, but they had opportunities to win some of those home games early in the season. Like, I mean, they were right there against Arizona, San Francisco. Maybe, Shuck is a difference maker. Maybe. The point that I made pretty consistently about Rattler is that he wasn't costing you games, but he wasn't elevating you to win games. So maybe he makes that difference. But I'll also point out that in Shuck's first start last week, it wasn't great, So now that was on the road against the Rams, who, by the way, beat the Niners yesterday in San Francisco, and the Rams look awesome right now. I mean, the Rams might be the best team in the NFC right now. So as to say, maybe it would have taken Shuck more time. I mean, let's not forget the fact that he's had 2 months more of development, albeit in practice and all this stuff, but all that helps and all that matters. Matt, what's going on, man? Is it baseball season yet? Hey, Daniel, good morning. Is it reasonable to say Brad Davis and Flint are out after the season? I think it depends on who the new coach is. The Jake Flint thing, I don't really understand where the fan criticism of Flint is. I think you've got a deep roster. You've stayed healthy. generally, you look at strength and conditioning and athletic training when it comes like the soft tissue things. LSU's largely avoided that. So I don't know why fans have decided to point the finger at Jake Flynn. I mean, if there's something specifically that I'm missing, please tell me. But it's the same things a lot of y'all said about Moffitt at the end. Now y'all all want Moffitt back. So whatever. Hey, Patrick. Good morning. Raise your mug. Some awesome weather outside. Happy Monday morning, Sconers. Especially Dale. Yes, cheers. But I will not get down with the awesome weather, though. I would rather it be 79 or 89 or 99 than 39. Knoxville weather is cold as LSU's offense, 28 degrees. I love hearing Drew say who dat. Thank you. Me too, Leon. He goes, what was that? What a Saints are playing? Who dat? Easton, good morning. Bring back Brian Kelly so he can play tackle in place of Kern. Surely have someone better than him. Kern played well on Saturday. He had 2 false starts, which freshman left tackle starting on the road, not great. But Kern played well. I mean, the sack, I wouldn't even put on Kern. I would put that on Nussmeier for spinning backwards into the pressure instead of stepping up. But Kern, his PFF grade was a 61. His pass blocking grade was an 80.4. His run blocking grade was the highest among all your starters at a 64.5. So I thought Kern held up just fine. I thought the offensive line, for the most part, did okay on Saturday relative to what we've seen all year. I mean, there was just the 1 sack, 3 pressures, a couple of hurries. They got the ball out quick, but I don't think Kern is a problem. Look at the avatar, Jingle Gate 24. I love it. That's so good. Well, speaking of, hang on, I gotta go stop Drew's sound machine. Hang on. Here we go.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
All right. Okay. Please smash that like button if you would subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Glad to have you with us. Hey, Chris, good morning. Hope you had a relaxing weekend. So is Shuck a transition guy or possible franchise guy? I think it's impossible to say after 2 starts, but isn't it fair to say that what we saw yesterday is enough to say I'd like to see more? I mean, that was impressive. I mean, accuracy on the deep ball to Olave, ability to evade pressure, avoided mistakes. I mean, kind of what you thought you were going to get with a 26-year-old, rookie, a guy that's been around, played a lot of football, a little more mature. I mean, small sample size. He started just 2 games, but that was impressive, man. Now you get to go into your bye week, and then you get Atlanta at home, who lost again yesterday in Berlin. I mean, hey, Brad, good morning. Leslie, good morning. How about some of y'all? I think, isn't it Dale who said he's got the season win total under? I mean, you look and you got the Dolphins, the Jets, the Falcons twice, the Panthers again at home. Like, you got some opportunities, man. They may creep up to 5. They may get there, man. It's one game, very good game overall. Not sold on Chuck yet. Looked like a different rookie. Yeah, I'm not saying you should be sold, but you've seen enough to say I want to see more. Christian, good morning. Weird feeling knowing drastically different next year's Tigers are going to be from top to bottom. I mean, that's going to be every year, something we all got to get used to now. Daniel, do you think there'll be a regression because everybody from this team is gone? That's been my assumption from last summer, which was you better go make a run this year because it's natural to think you're going to regress next year, losing Nussmeier and all the players from this team. But Nussmeier and all the players from this team are staring down a 7-5 season. So, I mean, let's see what new coach comes in, what you do in the portal. Like, I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be next year. I think it's one of the important things over the next 3 games to see, like, do you see enough from Van Buren to think that he could be your starter next year? Morning, Matt. I think if Green catches that pass, we have a different outcome Saturday. There's no better feeling than demoralizing your opponent by running the last 8 minutes off. Well, remember, LSU is, if I'm not mistaken, LSU was down 8, right? They were down 8, and so they would have had to score and get the 2-point conversion because it was 17-9 at that point when Trades dropped that ball. Yeah, it was 17-9. And then you punted and they kicked the field goal to make it a 2-score game. But, I mean, you would have been in the game, certainly. I mean, it was a 1-score game. You had the ball in a 1-score game. Hey, Jesse, good morning. More hot rumors on Lane Kiffin. Question is, does he feel he can win a national championship at Ole Miss? A program like LSU will get him there. Well, the interesting part about Baker, like, let's say hypothetical, I'll play your hypothetical. Let's say LSU does hire Lane Kiffin. The question becomes about Pete Golding. So Lane Kiffin would most certainly bring Pete Golding with him to be his defensive coordinator, which means Baker would be out. Unless if Pete Golding replaced Lane and got the head coaching job at Ole Miss. So if Lane's hired by LSU and Ole Miss promotes Pete Golding, then I think you'd keep Blake Baker. Otherwise, I think Blake Baker would be out. Hey, Robbie, good morning. How many years do you think it'll take Kellen Moore to turn things around, make the Saints into contenders? Well, that really depends on Tyler Shuck. Because if Tyler Shuck ends up being a franchise guy, then it can happen quickly. We saw it with Jaden in Washington. You're seeing it a little bit right now in Chicago. What a comeback yesterday for the Bears against the Giants at home with 2 late fourth quarter touchdowns to win it. And Burrow had the Bengals in the Super Bowl in year 2. I'm not saying like that's gonna happen. I'm just saying it all hinges upon getting the right guy at quarterback. Like, you get the right guy, then you can turn things around quickly. Saints did their thing. It was nice to see. Morning, Matt. Shuck's performance was encouraging. Hearing Fave. This gonna be Dave, like hearing Dave Wilson's name, yeah. Morning, Matt. Did you give the Monarch Air Force Base hoodie to the neighbor? I did not give it to the neighbor, lol. It just hasn't been cold enough to wear. It's been summer, man. I'll bust it out. Tiger Diver 225. Last year, Green was hurt. Talking about Trades? Trades wasn't hurt last year. Michael Griffith, good morning. Brad, is most of the O-line transfers or recruits? Got it. Transfers or recruits. Do you think the staff missed evaluating the talent of that young? Well, I think there's some of all that. I think there's some misses. I think you've had some guys transfer out. there's certainly some youth, and then there's development as well. So, I mean, you've got 2 starters that are transfers. And I'll tell you, when you start looking at LSU and who you'd like to return, man, Braylon Moore would be maybe at the top of my list. Because a lot of the transfers don't have any eligibility left, right? So, like Josh Thompson's out of eligibility, Bauer Sharp, Berrien Brown, Patrick Payton, Jack Pyburn, Bernard Gooden, AJ Halsey. Like, all these guys are out of eligibility. Monster Delane's going pro, of course, but like the guy that I would love to come back is Braylon Moore, because he has been your best, most consistent offensive lineman all year. He plays center, and I would love to start building the offensive line next year around that guy. So he could go pro, and he's had a really good year, despite the fact that LSU hasn't really had a good year. But I would love to see Braylon Moore come back, because if Moore comes back, then, and I talked about this a little bit on today's Locked On episode about the offensive line. It's one of those things where you've gone through the growing pains. So you really have 2 ways of building a roster now. You can take your lumps with the young guys and let them get better and then play for a long time, which you can do this year because you've had Davis and Eccles and Kern, all these young guys play. And last year, Mabenga and Chester, like you now have a bunch of guys that have gotten a lot of experience. And you would hope that next year they're better because of the experience they got this year. Like, you took your lumps with a young offensive line and a bunch of first-year starters to be better in the future. Or do you go in the portal and just sign a bunch of transfer starters? And that'll be up to the new coach and how they all evaluate it. But like, I'm very optimistic about Karius Kern. I would like to see DJ Chester play guard, his natural position. Like, I could see a world where Braylon Moore's your center, Chester and Eccles are your guards, and Adams and Kern are your tackles. And I think you could live with that offensive line. It actually could grow and develop and get really good. Or are they willing to be that patient? I don't know. Hey, Christian, good morning. Closer we get to the end of the season, looking like LSU played its best game against Clemson. Really disheartening. Hope the future goes up from here. Yeah. I think I might have said that too on today's Locked On. But yeah, it's quite possible that's the best game you played. Hey, Christian, finally the Saints don't ride the L train, get a bye. Let's go. Fly God, good morning. Patrick, good morning. You own any Converse weapons? I do not. What sneaker drops you looking forward to at the end of 2025? Can't say that I've had a ton of, I paid a ton of attention to it, Patrick. So, sorry. When football rolls around, I don't have a lot of downtime to do much of anything. So I really love when the holidays get here. It slows down, I get a little time off. I get to just relax, just imbibe in football, do some things that I like to do. So looking forward to the holidays, man. Hunter, good morning. MG Baraki, good morning. Hope you had the Panther beat person on your show. Yeah, so last week, we had Julian Council, who's locked on Panthers. And I asked him, I said, what was the blueprint for Carolina to beat the Saints? He's like, I mean, just show up. I was like, Julian, come on, man. It's still the NFL. And the Panthers are the Panthers have been a roller coaster this year. I mean, they got blown out by New England. They got blown out by Buffalo. They had a nice, like, back-to-back weeks. They get blown out by Buffalo, then they win on the road at Green Bay. But, like, they've done this all year. Like, Bryce Young at quarterback, you're 30th in the NFL in passing offense. You're going to tell me just show up? That's what he's referring to. Anyway, Robbie, Matt, do you feel Shuck will improve the rest of the year? Yeah, sure. Why not? Would hope so. My fear now is that the Saints will go on a tear and will be picking in the teens in the draft again. But here's the thing, Patrick. That shouldn't be your fear. Like that is contradictory. Like to think, I mean, the best thing that could happen would be the Saints to start developing these young guys and have Tyler Shuck play awesome. Like, don't let that be a fear. That would be a great thing. Like, I would love to see that happen. I would love to see the Saints go and, win, go 5-2 in their last 7, and they finish 7-10. And you say, well, that sucks. It'd be 7-10. Yeah, because they'd be picking middle of round 1, but I don't care. That means Tyler Shuck. That means you found something in your starting quarterback in Tyler Shuck. That means you're more appealing now to a free agent who might say, hey, I want to go play there. Like, that's way better than going 2-15 and picking first in the draft. Like, I would rather them win. Anyway. All right, 7:15, I got to go. Appreciate y'all for being here. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. This is, with all due respect, Matt, we need a new O-line. I mean, that I would suggest, and I'll do more on this because, like, it is what you're missing is it is a rare instance that you play first and second year players on the offensive line. Typically, guys wait and they sit and wait their turn, but you had guys transfer out. You missed on some guys in the portal, so you had to play young players. Like, that is not advantageous ever. So anyway, I'll do more on that later. Okay. Have a great day. Locked on LSU's Live, AFR.